Welcome to Cyborg 86. I just got a new toy and checked it out, and I like what I'm seeing. Today I'll show you what I found out. Other videos I've seen on this rig, nobody seems to know how to pronounce it, so I'm going to pronounce it my way. I'm going to call it Jailbait. This rig is in 136 scale, and I don't have a 136 scale miles, so I'm going to have to print one up. I've been really interested in seeing if I can make one of these display models into RC, and so we're going to have a look at a few of those. Then we'll dig in a little deeper. When I pulled it out of the box, most of the tire treads were off the rims, so you'll see me adjusting that. Have a look at this little blue truck. Almost the right wheelbase, definitely very narrow, might fit. But now check out this little Jeep. This little Jeep is why I bought this. That is a gorgeous display model. Has Rubicon and officially licensed. And boy, it looks like just the right size. Doors even open, if I can get it. Just like the X43, it has a circuit board up inside the body that fits the body just right. And boy, it really looks like it might fit this one too. We'll let you know when I get dug into it good. This little Bronco here appears to be a bit too small. By the way, I bought all these at the checkout at Lowe's for $7 each, and I was thrilled to get them. This little police Jeep actually appears to be the exact same body as the yellow Jeep I showed earlier, and it appears to have the exact same dimensions. It'd be really cool if I could get those lights working too. Put some red and blue LEDs in there. That might be kind of fun. I almost forgot to show you this one. This would be a great looking off-road vehicle, and the wheelbase looks pretty good. But boy is it narrow compared to the original. So not sure if that would work out. That won't stop me from trying. I'll at least have a look. Just for kicks, I'll show you this little Bronco I got for my X43. The wheelbase there looks pretty good too. A little bit on the short side, so we'll see, but it'd be a lot of fun. Alternatively, I might just put a N20 motor in it, make it two-wheel drive, and just drive it around the workbench. We'll go ahead and have a look inside now. This thing opens up just like the X43, where there's a couple little plastic clips that hold the body onto the metal frame. Found this one to be a little more difficult. Struggled with it a bit, but it came out just the same way as the X43 does. There's two more connections to the circuit board, which is up in the body, just like the X43. And here's what I was hoping to see. Looks to be the exact same gearbox and motor as the X43, with one notable exception. Check it out, that gear is covered down on the bottom. Very nice. And if you've been watching my channel, you'll know that I've already converted an X43 to brushless. So converting to this should be about the same process. In fact, since it's longer wheelbase, there might even be room to turn the thing around, face the motor forward. Probably a lot of work, but who knows? There seems to be plenty of room on each side within the body to run a saddle pack or put the electronics down low, so that might work too. Here's one more shot just to show you the difference in size when the bodies are off between the X43 and the 32nd scale. Another thing I noticed is that it appears that the shock hardware is just exactly the same between the two. Difference being that the pin in the middle seems to be longer on the 32nd scale. Recall that the brushless motor limits the travel on the X43. While we're at it, let's have a look at this unbuilt Orlando Hunter, see what parts might fit. The rims appear to be the same size outer diameter, so they might bolt on. I'll check that out later as I dig into it. Tires look to be way too big, at least for this body. And the feel of the tires is different too. The tires that come on the Jailbait are stiff on the outer side and kind of soft in the middle. But the ones that come with the Orlando Hunter kind of feel a little bit plasticky compared, but they're still pretty decent. They just have a different feel. Hard to describe. Here are the axle housings for the Orlando Hunter, and both the rear and the front appeared to be matched up pretty close. though they are a different design for sure. Here's a quick look at the roll cage, just for comparison. The gear case is similar in that it'll hold a N20 gear motor, or the brushless as I mentioned, but I noticed that the gears are the same size in the Orlando, where, just like the X43, the Jailbait has gears that are different sizes. The steering servo appeared to be the exact same servo when I compared them, and they behave similarly too. The radio has 3 different speed settings on it, and usually those are kind of lame at slow speed and lack power, but I found this actually crawls really well with the low speed setting. I was surprised, pleasantly so. So let's go ahead and crawl them around a little bit. I'll try to make this as even as possible just so you get an idea how they each crawl, but there's always human error involved, especially with me. I'm using my kinetic sand again just so I can shape the obstacles. It's not the highest grip by any means, plus the sand kind of oozes away a little bit, and so you lose some grip there. But it sure is handy to try different obstacles. Oops. I had this on the low speed setting on the transmitter here, and you can see it crawls very slow, and there's not the jerkiness quite so bad as the X43. In fact, I'd say it's as close to brushless as you're gonna get. I don't see how I'd improve it with a brush motor. In fact, I'm so happy with it, I ordered 2 more. Yep, I got the bug pretty bad. Of course, there's a difference in size here, so the obstacles will make a difference. I'm mainly trying to focus on how they crawl, as far as how the throttle response is and things like that. Here I have the long, awkward pause as I try to get it to move just a little bit without getting it to jerk, like that. But with the jailbait, I seem to be able to keep the motor moving and the wheels turning nice and slow with a little power on without the jerkiness. Feels pretty smooth. I still dump it though. This next shot turned out to be pretty good to view the suspension compression. You can see that it'll go all the way to the wheel well, and so will the jailbait. I got on the wrong line here a little bit, couldn't get over it, but notice how the wheels are spinning nice and slow as I try to power out. And here comes the suspension compression. That is very nice and smooth for a little RTR like this. I certainly love my little X43s. Got a few of them, and if you've been following, you know I've totally overhauled one of them, made one of them brushless, and I got one that I kept stock. But boy, I'm going to be doing a lot more with this little jailbait, as I'm going to call it. I'll be doing a lot more with the X43, but I'll also be working on this. See if I can get me a die-cast body on there, something that looks really nice. Probably I'll make one brushless too. And who knows what I'll do with the other one. Always got to keep one stock for a little while. And with their price at just a little over half of the X43, I'm having a tough time thinking that I won't be buying a few more. Yep, that's how it goes with this hobby, as you probably know yourself. Well, I hope you liked what I showed you here. Found it informative, maybe? If so, give a like, maybe a comment. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now would be a great time. say goodbye, Miles. And say goodbye, Miles. Maybe next time I'll have a 1/32 Miles for you. Happy crawling.
Mr. Christian man.